Hello, friends. We welcome you to Legal Breeze. Today, we will be discussing about climate change and its implications, or otherwise known as climate justice. What is the concept of climate justice? What we understand by the term climate change and its implications are the implications arising out of climate change, how it is affecting the vulnerable populations, least developed countries, and developing countries. What is the international community has to do to mitigate the climate change? Therefore, to promote the uh, justice or rights or the well-being of the marginalized citizens of this planet. So, this is the object of this particular discussion is concerned. Before we do that, I would like to request you to take into account the following concepts. First, the concept of historical emission. Second, the concept of net zero carbon emission. Third, carbon neutralization. Fourth, GH gases. 5. Common but differentiated responsibility. Sixth, the independent, nationally determined minimum contribution. These are the few concepts our listeners should go through, or the civil service aspirants should go through for the better understanding of the subject matter. And besides which, you are also advised to look into the following legal material. First, the constitution of the Intergovernmental Panel on the Climate Change. Second, the UNFCCC, UN Framework Convention on the Climate Change, 1992. Then the Kyoto Protocol. Finally, the Paris Accord. These are the few international instruments the readers are supposed to read for the better understanding of the subject matter. Now, let us focus what is this concepts all about. What is this climate justice? First of all, by burning the fossil fuel, the industrialized countries have emitted a large amount of carbon emission. Therefore, it is affecting the entire biosphere. So, since the carbon emission has come to such an alarming level, so which is contributing to various effects of climate change, such as global warming, El Nino, all these things, and unpredictable seasonal, such as cyclones and other catastrophes are taking place because of the climate change. How to control this? This concept has been first promoted by a scientific body called Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It is purely a scientific body, but there is no political will to enforce this. For the first time, we had an internationally binding treaty in the form of UNFCCC in the year 1992 in the city called Rio de Janeiro. There, the concept of historical emission has been addressed, and the concept of common but differentiated responsibility has also been addressed. What is this concept of historical emission? The developed countries, particularly the US, Europe, and even today China, have made large amount of emissions in the during the process of industrialization until this date. Whereas the developing countries such as India and other countries have contributed lesser amount of carbon emission. So therefore, the theory of proportionality has to be applied. That is, the carbon net neutralization is common for all, right? But the responsibility of sharing the burden is not equal, but it is different according to the proportionate emission emitted by the respective member countries. This includes financial support, technological transfer from the developed countries to the developing countries. This is the framework of UNFCCC, but remember, US has not actively supported this concept. They felt uncomfortable. Accordingly, targets have been fulfilled or fixed in the in the Kyoto Protocol. But however, the Kyoto Protocol has not at all been respected by the developed countries. Therefore, the injustice keeps on prevailing even till this date. Later on, it should be remembered, the target fixed under the Kyoto Protocol is mandatory. It's not optional. So the international community has miserably failed to fulfill the commitments embedded under the Kyoto Protocol. Then came the Paris Accord. Paris Accord is imposing only voluntary commitments. Okay, depending upon your strength, you can commit in lesser carbon emission or reducing the carbon emission. Thereby you are achieving the climate justice. This is the concept. How it has to be done? Each and every member country can independently fix the target. This is called nationally determined minimum contribution in the process of promoting climate justice, in the process of reduction of the carbon emission. How to do that? The carbon emission can be done through the following ways. First, the nature has itself granted the facility of zeroing the carbon emission. How? The carbon can be absorbed, CO2 gases can be absorbed by the naturally occurring process such as forest, trees, and even to some extent sea and sea-based plants. But the emissions done by the member countries is extraordinary, is very huge, so that this cannot be absorbed by this natural process. Therefore it is let to be released in the atmosphere, and atmosphere is getting warm up. So how to do that? So whatever you are emitting, get back the emissions back to the earth again. This is called artificially sinking. Creation of artificial sinking facilities or carbon sequestration through artificial process. Say example, Russia is doing this process. So it is releasing all the GH gases into the dumped mines, the mines which are wasted, which are not in use. Then it converts the same into methane and other fuels. So therefore, successfully it recycles the waste into wealth. But it requires huge technological cost. Countries like India, developing countries, doesn't have such a facility. But however, India has also committed reasonable amount of climate reduction, carbon reduction. So it's an historic step. But it will be unfair from the developed countries, forcing the developing countries such as India to commit to a greater height, along with the equivalent capacity of carbon reduction of carbon emission committed by the developed countries such as US. What is a welcomeable sign? What is the way forward? You all would have heard something about a concept called the emergence of coordinator mechanism, Quad. It comprises of India, Japan, Australia, US and etc. In this member countries grouping, US has committed itself to enhance the funding, financial facilities and technology transfer for the purpose of carbon mitigation. This is a welcomeable steps. Thereby, US will provide to all its member countries, and the member countries are the countries which are located in the Indo-Pacific zone is concerned. This is a welcomeable step. Other developed countries such as France have also come up largely to support India's initiative in the International Solar Alliance. Thereby, you are reducing the dependency on the fossil-based fuels, which is contributing for the greater carbon emission, and thereby you are promoting green energy consumption. This is a welcomeable steps. And electrification, usage of electrical vehicles, it is also very important. For that, again, you need lot of technology support. So we hope the developed countries realizes soon that it is in their own interest, because climate change not only affects the least developed countries and the developing countries, it also affects the interest of the developed countries. But however, it affects largely the poor and vulnerable sections of the population, particularly the tribes, the farmers, and other vulnerable sections of the population. Therefore, if you realize this responsibility, it protects your interest along with the interest of the biosphere. Thereby, you are promoting the global family's interest as one. We hope such a day comes sooner rather than later. God bless you all. Jai Hind.